The mathematics of old age, your voice and your choice. Welcome to Note 7 in Season 3 of this podcast. My name is Murphy and I'm glad you tuned in. Today's note is a sequel from last week, and if you haven't done so already, I encourage you to listen to it first to get the background. Last week we identified a problem. As a result of early programming and orientation, a lot of people are trapped in what is widely known as the rat race. You go through the normal formal education sequence, following a script, from preschool to college, then get a job, get married, have kids, struggle for 30 or 40 years to give them the best, and retire to a pension, which in many cases is unable to sustain your lifestyle. For some people, the grand plan is to stay longer in active service, even if they have to push a few buttons. But no matter how long you stay, you need to take a bow someday. Then what? For others, the winning strategy is to train kids with the hope that these kids can take care of their needs in their old age. This is ordinarily not a bad idea, but it also depends on what kind of life you want to live after you retire. And that brings us to the main focus of today, your voice and your choice. I agree 100% that kids should support and take care of their aged parents. But beyond needs, every human also has wants. If you recall how you felt when your parents were responsible for providing everything you wanted as a child, it sends a strong reminder that he who plays the piper dictates the tune. No matter how much your parents loved you, they did not accede to all your demands, at least not without proper scrutiny. In the same way, no matter how much your child loves you, they may not be able to accede to all your demands, especially in the midst of conflicting responsibilities. And so this leaves you with limited choices when you depend solely on them. You're not the one footing the bills, so your choices are limited by what is made available to you. Now, speaking about your voice, as long as you depend solely on someone else for your basic needs, your voice may be stifled. In other words, where there's reliance, freedom is in chains. This goes beyond parent-child relationships. Many people stay in toxic work environments because they do not have a choice. People stay in abusive marriages because they depend on their spouse for everything. Adults are unable to make critical decisions on their own just because they depend on their parents for everyday needs. Imagine yourself as a parent who depends on their child for sustenance. If somehow you knew that your benefactor was involved in some shady deals or dirty business, you may want to condemn the act, but the other part of you would remind you that the continued supply of your daily bread is dependent on the continuation of this evil. And when natural survival instincts kick in, guess what the more likely choice would be? There's also the perspective of balance and stability. When children are not saddled with cumbersome responsibilities too early, they are able to stabilize faster. Imagine your children being able to get through the early years of their adult life without the added responsibility of meeting your basic needs, just because you took certain proactive steps in your active years and set systems in place. They will grow and stabilize faster, and this is a big win for everyone in the long run, including you. All I am trying to say is that money can mess up even the best and sincerest of persons. You are forced to either suffer in penury or sell your voice. And so if you've got a chance to maintain your voice for the long term, you need to grab it. Being financially independent can help you escape this trap. Now, it's not enough to dig up problems. The big question is, knowing all of this, where do we begin to adjust? Financial freedom is a very important factor, and it's said that you are never truly independent until you are financially independent. So whether you are young or old, retired or in active service, this applies to you. You need to find alternative sources of income outside of your regular 9 to 5. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to this, but there are two major approaches I'll just share with you, and you can do both if you may. The first is starting a side hustle. This could be something you are passionate about, which sometimes is outside of your regular 9 to 5. In many cases, aside from the extra income, your side hustle also gives you extra inspiration and vigor that translates to your regular job. A side hustle is still considered active income because it requires regular input of your time, energy, and other resources. Now, this brings us to the second one, building passive income. Passive income is the money you earn with minimal ongoing efforts or active involvement once the initial setup or investment is in place. Unlike active income, where you trade time for money, passive income typically comes from investments, businesses, or other sources that generate revenue without requiring you to be continuously involved. Now, some common examples include rental income, earnings from renting out properties such as real estate, where you collect rent from tenants. There's dividend income, earnings from stocks or shares in companies that pay out dividends regularly. Digital products, income from selling digital products like ebooks, online courses, or software, where the product is created once and sold repeatedly. Automated online businesses, websites, blogs, or e-commerce stores that generate revenue through ads, subscriptions, or product sales with minimal day-to-day involvement. Affiliate marketing, earning commissions by promoting products or services of other companies and receiving a percentage of the sales made through your referral links. You can also earn interests from investment portfolios, bonds, and savings, or royalties from intellectual property like books, music, or patented work. These are some examples of passive income streams. While passive income does not require upfront work, investment, or capital, the goal is to create a revenue stream that continues to generate income with little to no active effort over time. As a matter of fact, in the ideal situation, you should aim for your passive income to surpass your active income. This guarantees that you can maintain your living standards even when you are no longer able or willing to continue working actively. At a certain age and level, you should only be working not because you have to, but because you enjoy what you do. It all begins with the choices you make today. So here's a 3-step process you can choose to explore. Number 1, get a job to earn a regular income. This income is not to be consumed completely. You have to save a part of it. I understand that some people like to give the excuse that their salary is barely enough to pay the bills. But if you do not save when your salary is little, there's a good chance you won't save even if your salary was tripled. I believe that the primary aim of your salary should be to serve as your ticket out of the trenches, if I may put it that way. The bills are to be viewed as secondary as much as possible. Without this mindset, you might eat your seeds and stay in the rat race for longer. Number 2, invest in knowledge and build capacity to increase your value. Investment in knowledge may require time and monetary investments, but it pays off in the long term. You need to spend time and money acquiring more knowledge in your field to increase your value. You also spend time and money learning about suitable investment portfolios that can help you to multiply your income. Build capacity, not necessarily for a higher pay or promotion, but to increase your overall value as a person, which transcends your regular job into your everyday decisions and choices. Number 3, when you have gathered sufficient knowledge and capital, you can go ahead to invest in assets and suitable investment portfolios that can help you to build passive income. You can also use a portion of your savings to start and nurture a side hustle that can fetch you extra active income and possibly chart your way towards building a viable business enterprise. The bottom line is that if you ever want to be financially free, earning a fixed salary should not be your ultimate goal. Rather, it should be a springboard for you to multiply your income through other means, as we have talked about today. This applies to you whether you are young or old. Even if you are retired, you can still create passive income or build a side hustle, sometimes not necessarily for the money, even though the money is a good motivation. The body needs activity to stay healthy and strong. A good side hustle that you are passionate about can help to fill this gap. I acknowledge that it's always easier to start earlier. The best time to start investing in your future is yesterday. The second best time is today. Start wherever you are with whatever you have and leave the past in the past. We'll draw the curtain at this point today. I trust this was worth your time and I hope to see you again on the next note. Please share this with just one friend. Until I come your way again, keep being amazing. My name is Murphy Nnamdi Chuba.